Continued public hearing for the 264 West Street site plans / special permit planning board case 2016-05 continued from the August 24, 2016 meeting. The applicant representative here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, I'm Edward Fleming on behalf of Stephen Bayless, West Street Property LLC. As the board is aware, we were here last time before the board, actually previous to the continuance of this matter, where we made a presentation, the full presentation of the proposal. Since that time, during that time, in that meeting, an abutting neighbor raised legitimate concerns about an encroachment that existed as in the right-of-way that was utilized for access to this site encroached on his driveway, or his driveway, I should say, encroached on the right-of-way. Regardless of whose responsibility it was to move or relocate their driveway, Mr. Bayless requested a continuance that night and met with he and his counsel, Brian Conley. Stephen Conley is the neighbor. Brian Conley was the attorney that represented him. And we had lengthy discussions, meetings at the site with the parties in the effort to resolve the concerns about the encroachment. And what resulted from those meetings is that the driveway was shifted away from Mr. Conley's property. We had at the time the ability, because the driveway or the right-of-way was 20 feet in total width, so we had the ability to shift the driveway over and modify the driveway in such a fashion that we could eliminate, or essentially eliminate, the encroachment that Mr. Conley's driveway had on this easement. And by doing so, we also eliminated a concern that Member Glenn had raised about the removal of a telephone pole and relocation of a telephone pole on the front entranceway. By shifting the driveway over and modifying the driveway accordingly, there was no need to remove that telephone pole. So that eliminated costs to Mr. Bayless, but also any interruption in any service for other neighbors in the community. It did not impact in any other way the proposal as it was made to you that night. In fact, the drainage has been reviewed, again by peer review, who's here tonight, who could speak to the fact that the driveway changes did not impact the drainage in any manner, and therefore we're comfortable that it didn't impact the proposal in any way. In fact, since that time, a letter was submitted to this body, to the department, by the fire department, who again reviewed the driveway to ensure that there was safe and appropriate egress to the site, and they again indicated that they were comfortable with the egress. So I do have a letter that was submitted to me or provided to me by Brian Conley, signed by Stephen Conley, indicating that he was withdrawing his objection, indicating that Mr. Bayless worked in good faith attempt to address his concerns about the proposed project at 264 West Street. And I'd like to submit that, Mr. Chairman, if I may, for the department's record. So we can certainly make any additional presentations that the board feels necessary. I know I've been working very closely with Mr. Stevens in the planning department to ensure that all the issues were appropriately addressed, and I know that Mr. Stevens is prepared tonight to make a recommendation. But if Mr. Chairman or members, if you'd like any additional presentation.
Any questions of the applicant? Okay, it is a continued public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Sir, step up, introduce yourself. Fine.
Mike Hannon, 17 Bishop Road. I've been in Quincy since '81, and you never saw these kind of projects back then. I just don't see how you go into single-family neighborhoods, you take down a one house, and you put up 8 units with 12 cars. I don't see how that's good for the future of Quincy. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wishes to speak? Anyone else wishes to speak? Anyone else wishes to speak? Anybody who does not want to speak but wants to be recorded, there are sheets on the window over here. Not hearing it, do I have a motion to close the public hearing? Mr. Stevens.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. This case is before you for under site plan review only, under section 9.5.1. I would like to point out to the board that there is a pending application sitting before the zoning board detailing floor area ratio, lot area per dwelling unit, and frontage requirements, as well as the number of units. That zoning board meeting has been continued to September 27th. With that out of the way, this project has been reviewed by the independent peer review firm Woodard & Curran. Their last report for this case was issued on July 11th of this year. I would say to Attorney Fleming's comments about adjustments to the driveway, those were forwarded to Woodard & Curran for review, and no further comments came of that review. He was satisfied. This project was also reviewed by the city's engineering department, health department, and traffic engineer. And with that, we believe, because this is only site plan review, that I could recommend to this board to move forward with a recommendation for approval.
Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Stevens.
We have worked on some conditions for that approval, and I'd be more than happy to share them now.
Please.
Condition 1, the planning board site plan approval is contingent upon the zoning board of appeal approval of the applicant's variance application. Number 2, the applicant shall adhere to the requirements of the city's tree ordinance. Number 3, the applicant shall provide the planning department with a copy of all related easement documents showing that the applicant has the legal rights to access the site as proposed. Number 4, prior to any building permits being issued, the applicant will perform a water flow test with the city's water department. Number 5, the applicant shall be required to obtain any necessary sewer connection permit and street opening permits from the Department of Public Works. Number 6, the applicant shall be responsible for replacing any city signage that is removed during construction. Prior to the start of construction, the applicant shall provide a list of signage to be replaced with pictures and location on a map to the city traffic engineer. Number 7, it is crucial that any activities proposed for this development not cause rodent problems for abutters. Prior to obtaining a demolition or building permit, the applicant must submit a rodent control plan to the Department of Health for review and approval at least 10 days prior to any site activities. Rodent control practices must continue through the duration of the construction phase of this project. Number 8, the applicant shall develop a dust control plan to be implemented during any site activities to ensure compliance with state air quality regulations, and shall commit to conformance with both local and state regulations regarding noise, since this project is within a residential neighborhood and construction could generate noise-generating activities. Number 9, the applicant shall submit a pre-demolition survey to the health department for any potential asbestos-containing materials to be conducted by a licensed DLI-certified inspector. If asbestos-containing materials is present, it must be removed by that licensed contractor, and a post-abatement inspection must be performed by a DLI-certified project monitor. Number 10, the applicant shall submit a construction management plan to the traffic engineer for review and approval at the same time that a building permit application is submitted for review by the Inspectional Services Department. Review of the construction management plan will take a minimum of 2 weeks. The construction management plan shall include, but is not limited to, the following items: traffic management plan for any sidewalk replacement, curb ramps, and utility construction, truck route for deliveries to and from the highway, truck access to the site, construction signage, construction work hours and days, days for deliveries, erosion control plan, a schedule of work being done on-site and off-site, and the overall length of construction, location of construction, fencing and gate on the plan with crushed stone apron, traffic management plan for utility work, the detour route for vehicles if needed, The route for pedestrians, including any ADA requirements, signage, and safety requirements. Construction site plan for barrier and signage. The following statement should be included in the plan. Quote, provide the city's traffic engineering 3 business days notice that construction will begin, end quote. Provide description of any work being done in the street and provide a traffic management plan to perform this work for approval by the city's traffic engineer. Condition number 11, provide a description of any work being done in the street and provide a traffic management plan to perform this work by the city's traffic engineer. Condition number 12, the post-construction operation and maintenance plan for the dry wells and all related drainage structures and site maintenance, which includes the ownership and responsible parties, shall be recorded at the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds as part of the planning board decision. Number 13, the applicant shall submit to the planning board a copy of the recorded condominium association agreement prior to the issuance of an occupancy permit. 14, upon completion of this project, the applicant shall submit to the planning board as-built plans showing all utilities, building footprints, reference bounds, and benchmarks defining the total site, facilities, and rights-of-way. Plans shall be submitted in a digital format acceptable to the planning department. And number 15, the hours of construction activities and deliveries of materials is as follows. 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and all construction and deliveries shall be prohibited on Sunday unless a different schedule is approved by the chief of police. That's the end of the recommended conditions.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Any questions from the board? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the site plan review in accordance with those conditions just read by Mr. Stevens.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.